Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Morning Stretch. Tricia Sloma, along with Matt Engelbrecht, and we're coming at you from the podcast room in the lovely corner office of the building.
Hello.
Hi. Good to see you, sir.
Did you look out the window today?
It's beautiful.
Good. Yes.
And it's early May, and, you know, you're still talking about some temperatures that are going to be really, really cold, but really, for the most part, we're looking good.
Yeah, and I think last year we were spoiled a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like what we have now, we had in April. We had very nice warm weather. I mean, you were saying last week when I was checking in with you that the planting season, some of the earliest that we've ever had.
Yeah, absolutely. Last year was the earliest, and this year we the farm fields around us, we were planted pretty early, but I know farmers were put out of the fields by the recent wet weather that we had. So they're anxious to get these dry conditions going.
Yeah, they should be good. Next couple of days, just watching the potential for some colder mid to upper 30s Friday morning. Great looking weekend for Mother's Day, though.
Oh, awesome. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a lot to get to on the morning stretch this morning, so I want to get started with this. I have something really special lined up. Let's see if I can do it. I can do it. It's our Wednesday's Child for today. I want to reintroduce everyone to Anna. Anna is 15 years old. If you tune in for her story tonight, just before 6, you'll meet this kid who wants to be a cosmetologist and a hairstylist someday. But she also loves all kind of animals, and in our story, you'll hear that she wants a lizard, a cat, a dog, and a guinea pig. Okay?
Yeah, and she's confident, too. She said a couple of things in there that I was just like, all right, okay. Yes, you know what you want.
That's what I'm like. This is what I do. And she's a great kid. So hopefully you'll tune in for her story. We also have it available at WNDU.com. Great resource, by the way. We encourage people to go to our website. When you go to the Wednesday's Child segment, we have links there if people are interested in joining, for any kind of reason, like if they want to become a foster parent, if they want to just learn more about the foster program in Michigan or in Indiana, we have all the links. So we're making it super easy. And it's pretty cool stuff. So our Wednesday's Child story, you can always check it out on our website, WNDU.com. We had a really cool story today about Notre Dame lacrosse, and I think this is really cool. This is something you caught, Matt, and I thought it was so cool, and we put it in the morning stretch.
Yeah, I was actually following it yesterday. So, of course, Notre Dame lacrosse really at the center stage of things the last 5 years or so. You got the Kavanaugh brothers. You also have them winning the national championship.
Yes.
So back-to-back. It's a big year for them. They got the national championship tournament. The whole tournament is going to be going on starting this weekend.
Yeah.
But then they're also drafting as well. There is a pro lacrosse league. And
I didn't even realize how hot this is right now.
Yeah. And a number of different players from Notre Dame were drafted in the first and the second rounds. I think one of them was headed out to the Timbers out there towards the West Coast. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Cool. Just shows you how far this program has come in the last 10 years for us to talk about a run at a three-peat this year.
For sure.
And then a number of people that are being drafted. The last little bit of this, a few days ago, the first Kavanaugh brother, he's been in the pro league. He announced his retirement.
Oof.
So he was kind of the first one that came through that, again, pushed lacrosse, men's lacrosse. It's always been there, but kind of to that next level. He's recently retired from the pro league.
Wow. You know what, though? They have to finish their season now with the Irish. I mean, isn't that cool, though, that they have all this really cool stuff to look ahead to?
Exactly.
But they still have to finish out this season. And it's looking like a really good season for the Irish. So this is cool stuff. Again, a reason to put it on the morning stretch, but a reason to watch Notre Dame lacrosse.
Yep, so, whether it's currently or in the pros.
Yeah. Hey, we get to welcome our
there
friend LJ. Hey. Hi, LJ.
There he is. He snuck in the back door.
But you know what, LJ, people may not know who you are. Usually they're used to seeing Kirsten, and we're going to have Kirsten right back on. We promise. Kirsten will be joining us here on the morning stretch. But LJ is hanging out with us. And LJ, why don't you explain to anybody who might be tuning into the morning stretch exactly your work duties here? You're kind of like the special producer who gets to work about any shift available. Is that right?
Yeah, so I always joke with you guys and say that I'm an honorary member of the morning team.
You're past that. You're past that.
But yeah, I'm a news producer here at WNDU, and come in early in the morning at 4 to kind of help with the morning show, get some last minute stuff in, make sure we have, the up to date stuff. And then after that, I transitioned to the noon show.
And which is happening with all of those guests that you have.
Right,
I have filled in on that noon show, and it is hopping.
I know, I love the noon show. I kind of like the balance between like some hard news, and then you kind of got your lifestyle stuff with interviews, promoting local stuff, small businesses. So it's a nice little balance of both.
Yeah.
Well, we have news that we want to talk about this morning about T-Rex and the history. This was on the morning show this morning, and I know you saw it. One of the cool things is that there's a new study that's actually found that T-Rex likely came to North America, just walking across the Bering Strait.
Yeah. Just walking.
Just walking.
Yeah. Not on all fours, on twos, because like T-Rex arms.
2 feet for sure.
I like this. I like this story because it challenges what a lot of people think about where T-Rex originated from.
Right, and I see what path you're taking. See, I'm going to take another one because the reason I like this story is because the conversation it sparked during the break, during the morning show. It wasn't about T-Rex. Great. Love T-Rex. Fantastic.
Way to go.
It was local history in Michiana. You have said before that, and we kind of looked into it, mastodons.
Yeah, mastodons.
Yes.
And that you can find them right here in northern Indiana. And yes, they have been found. And what I think is fascinating is that we have fossils, mastodon fossils, right here in our museums in Michiana. And also in Fort Wayne, I believe, there's actually like a fully erected skeleton. And this is this really cool stuff. And I think people take it for granted. You can go all these far distances to see these T-Rex displays and so forth. But mastodons were right here.
Mastodons.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, Tricia, because I went to Purdue Fort Wayne, and that's our mascot, the mastodons.
Right, and that's why. Yeah, that's one of the regions, right?
Yep, they found bones on the campus when they were building it, and the rest is history.
That's amazing.
Now, have you seen them? Have you been to?
Yes.
Okay, so they're big, aren't they?
Yes, and they're in one of the older buildings on campus. Like as soon as you walk in, you can see it's framed up. And I think it's pretty interesting. I don't think there's also another college with that mascot, so we're unique in that way.
Probably not.
Unique.
Yeah. To find them in your backyard, and you were talking about it earlier, Tricia. You think about the skull or the what would be the
a tooth or a jawbone. Oh, the tusk.
The tusk.
Yeah.
But even the tooth, the molar of a mastodon it's a giant rock. It's not like a stone or a pebble.
See, and I think that's when people go rock picking and stuff. And I mean, when you live on a farm, you're picking up rock all the time because that can be very damaging to the equipment. If it goes through your planter, if it goes through a combine, it's a big problem. So we go out there and we're constantly picking up rock. And I am one of these people, the geek, that's out there picking up rocks, and I stare at each one and I look and I try to figure out, could this be something?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's fascinating. These fossils are right here among us. So do take a moment when you're out, maybe walking, looking at rocks. You might stumble upon the next great thing.
And you found one before, right, Tricia?
Oh, no, I didn't.
You found one.
No,
actually,
I didn't.
You got it investigated by the experts over here at Notre Dame University. And you found that it was not a bone. It was, in fact...
slag. Okay, so the story behind this is I'm out.
I haven't heard this.
Okay, yeah, you haven't. This is embarrassing. I was out picking up rock, and I was in the field, and I saw this black, shiny, hard piece of rock. And it was larger than a softball. And I was so excited. I came inside. I showed my husband. He's like, do you think it's a meteorite? And I'm like,
got to be a meteorite.
I think it has to be. So brought it to work. I was telling everybody. And it's like I had it on social media for a short time. I even took it down because so many people were like intrigued, wanting it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I've got to really look into this. Went over to the University of Notre Dame, their geology department, the department head.
Nice.
He put it in a saw, cut it in half, opened it up, and he said, "You don't have a rock. You have slag." we had so many iron ore companies. There was a lot of pollution and companies that were iron ore companies here in Michiana. And what did they do with the byproduct of what bubbled up and spilled over? That's what they used to base of roads.
And just build a road.
Yeah, this is what became
trash roads.
Yeah, the base, the bottom, the strong. They needed aggregate to put at the bottom of a road, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
And in my case of my little road, probably in southern St. Joseph County, that was one of the roads that they used it to build the base of the road, and I was a sucker. That probably was something that got, kicked out or turned up in the field, and then probably got dragged through the field, only to be picked up by me, yours truly.
Now, were they
years
able
later.
to date the slag? Were they able to go ahead and carbon date it?
No.
Take it back?
If they would have,
this is
honestly,
from 2002.
it would have been like 1920s, to be honest.
Okay.
That's when it was real prevalent in this area. So
close to
yeah,
Mastodon.
turn of the century. Not even.
Close.
Nope.
I mean,
There's a lot of slag and aggregate that was used to build roads around these parts. But anyway, I digress.
So
LJ, so glad you were here
Yes.
and you could join us. We're going to pull you in as often as we
our
can.
Mastodon. LJ will officially be known as
Mastodon.
our Mastodon.
All right. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining us on The Morning Stretch.